All right. What's up, everybody? This is our Wednesday Facebook Live here in our group. So, topic this week is how to attract other moving companies, movers to come join your team. So, I'm going to give you a couple thoughts, couple strategies. The very first and foremost thing that you've got to have right is you have to have a great place to work. You're not going to attract any other company's great talent if you don't have a great culture, great atmosphere, a great opportunity, and a lot of growth happening. So the first and foremost is you have to have a great place to work. If that is not a piece, if that is not an ingredient to your recipe, then you're not going to have a good recipe. So first and foremost, awesome opportunity for people. Now, going a little more into like how could I actually attract other moving companies people? So I think there's lots of opinions on poaching and recruiting. Some companies are like, oh, I would never do that. And then other people are like, I would totally do that. So I think the way that I stand on it is I'm not going and parking my car outside this other moving company's office and trying to catch people as they come and go. That would be weird. But I'm going to do whatever I need to do to build a successful business and take care of my family and take care of the people inside my company. And if I have opportunities to have conversations with people that work in the moving industry, yes, I am going to promote my company over where they currently are. So some ways that you can do this. So first and foremost, like market research. Know what companies are in your market. You should already be doing this, in my opinion, just to know like where you are in the space. And one trick that you can do is going and looking at other companies' Google reviews. A lot of customers mention the movers' names in their review. And a lot of companies teach this to their guys so that way they can allocate review bonus money to guys that were mentioned in reviews. So one thing that you can do is as you're reading through another company's reviews, you sometimes will start seeing a recurring name come up. Like if I see Josh come up 3, 4, or 5 times, then I know, okay, one, Josh is on a lot of moves. He's obviously doing great work because customers mention him all the time, or he's just really good at getting reviews, right? He may be an average mover, but he's just really good at getting reviews. And so that's one way to know, okay, XYZ company down the road, they have a guy named Josh. I may not know his last name. I don't have his phone number. I don't have an email. But I know there's a guy named Josh at XYZ Moving Company 10 minutes away or 20 minutes away from me, and that is a really good mover. So from there, the next strategy to leverage off of that is you can search resume databases on Indeed or ZipRecruiter, and if that individual has a resume or an account on those platforms, you can search either their company name or the individual's name. I would recommend doing the company name and then trying to message and reach out to people that have worked at that company, and you can target them that way. Another thing is think about where these guys frequent. Typically, there is a gas station that every moving crew will hit on their way out and in. When they're going to and from jobs. So think about where that spot is. It could be a Sheetz, it could be a Wawa, it could be whatever. But think about that spot because they always go to the same place. It's almost always. And you'll see the moving trucks, you'll see the guys, you'll see them in their shirts. And there's nothing wrong with approaching the guys and having a conversation or just complimenting them or whatnot. My recommendation, if you're trying to do that strategy where you're doing a real boots on the ground recruiting tactic, is don't try to go for like the whole Hershey bar. Like don't go over there, start talking to them and try to convince them on why they should come, quit their job and then come work at your company. They have no idea who the heck you are. They have no loyalty to you. They have no trust with you yet. So like, why would they do that, right? And you have no idea how well or how bad they're being treated by their current employer. Now, instead of going for the Hershey bar, right, that analogy, go for a Hershey kiss. So instead, you can get to know them, introduce yourself, don't play dumb. Like say, hey, that's cool. Like I see you guys all the time. I run a moving company over on the other side of town. It's called blah, blah, blah. We've got about 6 trucks. We've got 22 guys. Just ask a couple questions. How are jobs going for you guys? You guys staying busy, right? And then you can say, hey, I've got a jet. It was good getting to meet you, Josh. Hey, if you ever are looking to get some extra hours, here's my phone number. Let me know from time to time I can fit a guy onto a job and get you an extra day or two of work if you're interested. And instead of trying to convince him on like why he should leave the current company he's at, quit there, start with you, you're opening the door for the relationship to start where, maybe he can come work with your team for a day and maybe you got to pay him cash. You see how he does. And, then you can gauge whether it would be worth having another conversation of like, hey, like, how are you being treated over there? Like, are you looking for better opportunity? This is what we could offer you. This is what we think about your skill sets. But it's hard to know, like, how can you offer someone an hourly pay rate if you've never seen them work, right? If they're somebody that has moving experience, it's very difficult. So I like the idea of being able to kind of invite them in, right? Get you an opportunity to see how they do, how they interact with your team. Do they come in and are they just like beating on their chest, arrogant, inflated ego? Or are they willing to learn your process, willing to teach some of your guys, coach some of your guys? You might have some really good techniques that he imparts to the other guys on the crew. So, you're looking for someone that has some leadership potential, has some qualities that you may deem really valuable in your organization. So, again, to kind of run through just my process here, you can scout and do market research, looking through Google reviews from other moving companies in your market, identify a common name that keeps coming up in positive 5-star reviews. The next online approach would be you could search that company on Indeed or ZipRecruiter in like the resume database, and you could see if anybody has an active resume or active account, and you could recruit and poach some people that way. And then more boots on the ground local strategy is just kind of being meeting people at those gas stations, or even if you see them just out in town. But I just know a lot of times the gas stations are where they still have their work shirts on and the truck's sitting right out there. So it's a little bit of a giveaway. Those are just a couple tips and strategies. Again, you got to have an awesome place to work. If you don't have that part, it's not going to work. The guy might come work on your crew for a day and he's like, dude, these people don't know what they're doing. They're garbage. And then they never come back. So you have to have a great opportunity, great place to work, great environment. If you have those things and you struggle to get experienced movers, this is something that you may want to really put some time and effort into. It's all about relationships. You may have a conversation with a guy, whether it's in person or over the phone, and it could be a year before he ever comes and does anything at your company. And that's just part of the game of business. It's a long-term game. You have to be willing to play that. If you're trying to get something quick and try to have a short-term Band-Aid, right, that's not going to do it. So long-term thinking, long-term relationships, have a great place to work. These are things that will pay big dividends over time. So hope that helps. I will see you guys next week on our next Facebook Live. Peace.